Awesome. Well, we're glad to have you all here tonight. Before we get to your players, if you want to, tell us a little bit about your season. I know you've had a big win against Kingston in the past week. I think a win against Sunbright. Just how's the season gone, and what are you looking forward to in the future?
I guess probably we started out a little rough. We played some really tough teams, which is always our goal, is to play the beginning of the season some really rough, a rough schedule. So we had some losses to some tough, bigger schools. We went to Florida, played really well down there in a tournament at Sandestin, and we came in second down there behind a really good team called Stars Mill out of Georgia. So I think we got some confidence over Christmas, and we had some big wins, and I think probably just a lot of bonding, and I think we grew as a team while we were down there. We started out probably 4-6, and then after Christmas we've been 10-2. So it's been a really good. We've just found a way to win lately. It's not always been the prettiest, but we're just finding a way to win, and that's really nice.
It makes team building a lot easier when you're at the beach.
It does, with the nice weather.
With the nice weather.
Yes.
That's also impressive coming off Christmas break as well, being 10-2 after Christmas. Did you say after Christmas?
Probably since, yes.
With that break that they get, them being able to stay focused and still stay in the gym and get their practice reps in and win more.
Yeah, we took a week off, and we met in Florida on the 26th. So I needed that time, they needed it. We always take a week off at Christmas for family time, and then we met in Florida and we played in the championship game down there on New Year's Eve. So we came back and played Wartburg real early. We got beat at Wartburg, which is a loss that we didn't really want, and a big one. But we've just found a way to win, and the kids have really played with some confidence and stepped up as leaders and just made a lot of big plays on both ends of the floor.
Sleepy.
Yes, Coach Christopher. John Williams, it's nice to meet you. And,
nice to meet you.
Thank you for being here and bringing some of your Lady Bobcats with you as well. If you could, just talk about your coaching career at Oliver Springs. I know you've been there quite a while, and also maybe talk about your daughter, Kayla. I know she coaches now at Kingston.
Yeah, I started coaching. I'm actually the nurse at my school, at the elementary school at Oliver Springs. So I started working there, and Todd Wright at the high school, he's at William Blunt now. He asked me to be his assistant. I'm a former player from Oliver Springs, so I think he got a little bit of a whiff of that. And so he called me up and asked me. And of course, it was hard not to do. My dad was a coach, so I grew up in a basketball family. So I agreed to help him. And I guess probably 5 years that I helped him. He left in mid-season, or before, actually when school had already started, so I was kind of threw in because they didn't have another option. And Kayla was in high school then, so I wound up coaching, and I would try every year. Mr. Woods, which was our principal, we need to find somebody. Well, I think you're doing a fine job. I don't want to do this. I like to be on the other side of it. The assistant was more of a teaching, be their friend kind of, person. So, and I just ended up still, of course, we went to the state tournament Kayla's freshman year, which was my first year as head coach. So we went all 4 years.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's hooked then.
Yeah, it kind of hooks you, don't it? But it's a bad thing, though, because then when you start losing eventually, then it's a little rough. So I've enjoyed it. I'm a former Lady Cat, so it's in my blood, too, from my dad. So I just have a love for it, and we just live it and breathe it.
Now, when Kayla was there, your daughter, you say y'all went to the state her freshman year. Did y'all go back to the state? Was that her senior year?
We went her freshman year, sophomore, junior, and senior year.
I went all 4 years.
All 4 years. Her sophomore year, we had a really good team. That year, we were runner-up in the state tournament that year. And then her senior year, we were in the semifinal games.
So I seen her play. I guess the game against Cloudland we spoke about earlier. That was her senior year.
I think it was, wasn't it?
Went about
He remembers everything. My assistant, he remembers all this stuff.
Yeah, about your assistant.
I fly by the seat of my pants. He's my secretary.
Talk a little bit about your assistant, Dwayne LaFew. We go way back. Used to play a lot of ball against each other.
Yeah.
I like to see that matchup, by the way. Go ahead.
We used to have some good battles.
I'll tell you what, he was an athlete. I know that. I couldn't do without him, and the kids love him, and he knows more basketball than most of us all put together, so that's always a plus. He's just great for the kids, and he does a lot of coaching and practice on the floor. I'll look at him and say, "What do you think?" Plenty of times, kind of going back to that Cloudland game. What do you think? Give it to Kayla. I said, she can't hit nothing. She's dead. I don't care. And then she wound up hitting that last second shot. But he's something else, and I definitely couldn't do without him. That's for sure.
Now, you've also been fortunate enough to coach a lot of really good players, Kayla being one. I think Laura Hall, Laura Copeland.
Lauren Copeland.
Lauren Copeland.
Yeah.
And of course, they all three went on to play in college.
Yeah,
and,
the twins.
And some kind of professional, some. But you've been blessed, certainly, in Oliver Springs with some great talent.
Yeah, there's been some nice talent there over the years, and that's, a lot of why you win games, honestly. Don't have much to do with me. Especially in my younger days, it was just them believing in what I needed, what I wanted them to do, and just having a really good player and a nucleus of kids that, and the middle school coach, Coach Sam Blue, he's the one that got them ready back in those days. He did a great job, and he had those kids ready when they came to high school.
So you got to coach your daughter growing up, and now you get to coach against her. What's we know what some of those differences are, but what's that like? And are you still able to give her some advice after the games, some maybe before the games? And
yeah.
How's that relationship look?
Well, the first game we played at our place, we were bringing back the team that she played with all 4 years and honoring them. So that was kind of fun. But I had watched film, and I sent her a message. I sent her a text and said, "Remind me to tell you about a few things that your kids need to do. ... after the game."
After the game.
So that was fun. But we had a really good time, and it was fun. Once the game started, it was game on. And I told somebody, it was a lot like that in high school. She was your kid, but when the game came, she was a player. Very few times did I have a mama moment, and when she'd show up and show out every now and then. But for the most part, she was just a player. But it was fun. She's very competitive. She didn't like to lose, as I would be in the same way. But it was a lot of fun, and we do talk a lot, and she, it's kind of neat because she'll ask me a lot of questions, and she does a lot of stuff like I do, which tells me a lot of maybe what I've kind of instilled in some of our players over the past, not just about basketball, but just in life. So that's really special to me that she still remembers some of that stuff and wants to do things the way we did it and still do it here at Oliver Springs.
So moving forward with the rest of your season, how's the district look like it's shaking out? And maybe the district tournament's just around the corner. Who are some of those teams maybe in the first round you might match up with?
Well, I'll tell you what, right now it is just, there's four or five teams that, just going to give you a fit night in and night out. Oneida's at the top right now with no losses. Wartburg, I think, has one loss. We have two, and that is to Oneida and Wartburg. And Wartburg has lost to Oneida. And then, you got Sunbright, who we just fought tooth and nail with last night. They went into overtime with Oneida, had them on the line. Midway, Cofields gave us a fit. So it's going to be interesting these next few games with everyone to kind of see how things play out.
So there's not really hardly any nights off when y'all have games?
No. That's what I said the other night. Whew, I need a break.
Yeah, it's like the middle of the district season right now, so it won't be long till the tournament gets here. So it's sort of a little grind right now. But,
yeah, it's a grind.
It's a 9-team district y'all are in, so.
Yeah, and this year the format of the district tournament is going to be a little different. Last year, the top 3 teams had a bye, which was kind of stinky if you finished 4th because you had to play 2 more games than the top 3 teams. So it was a real, and then, last year I think that really hurt us, playing, all those games. And we made a little bit of a run, but I think it really hurt us physically and mentally. This year only the top seed is getting a bye. So the 8 and 9 will play each other, and then it'll be bracketed after that.
Like
So
a play-in game.
yeah, and then everyone else will be matched up. So it'll be a lot more even. Besides the top team will get the bye.
Well, Coach, you brought some of your players here tonight. Let's get to know them. Ladies, if you want to introduce yourselves, tell us who you are, what year you are, position, and your favorite thing about playing Lady Bobcat basketball, BFL.
Well, I am Henny Yates. I'm a post, and my favorite thing about playing basketball is like having another family and like a bond.
I'm Mabel Johnson. I'm point guard, and my favorite thing about basketball is getting to spend time with all these girls.
My name's Lacey Hester. I'm a shooting guard. My favorite thing about basketball is just getting to know everyone, and we all just act like a family.
I'm Courtney Chaston, and I'm a post, and my favorite thing about playing with everyone is that we're all so close, and it's just like a whole second family that you get to love on.
So it sounds like family is really important to you all. Are you all upperclassmen, juniors, seniors?
We're all seniors.
All at once. That's great. Do you have any future plans for college or after basketball? Do you go right into softball, or is basketball it?
As of right now, none of us play spring sports, so after this it's school, and then we're all off to college.
Awesome. And throughout this season, you try to get better, and it seems like from talking to Coach Christopher, y'all have gotten better throughout the year. What are some of the things y'all try to improve on at practice and develop those into the game?
Shooting is number 1, and then defense.
Communication is sometimes a problem for us, so we're really trying to work on that a lot.
Main things right there.
Communication and defense. I hear those are pretty
And
key.
getting in the gym.
And getting in the gym. Get your shots up on Sundays
Yes.
and days off.
Yes.
Y'all had a big win last night over Sunbright, 42-41. If you would, just talk about that game, and did one of y'all make a game-winning shot, or how'd that game come down?
It was a really tough game, and what was the score when we played them the first time?
We beat them by 15 in the first game.
Yeah, it was just a really tough game, and we didn't have Courtney because she sprained her ankle, so it was tooth and nail.
Was it a home game?
Yes, it was a home game.
So y'all might have been maybe overlooking them a little bit, or just maybe looking ahead. I know you got some big games coming up. You're at Oneida on Tuesday.
Yes, we play at Oneida Tuesday, but it seems like the last few years we play better at Oneida. So hopefully that comes out as a win. I think we can do it.
You also have, I think, Wartburg the following week. So you got some big games
Yes.
coming up here in the district where y'all can maybe move up.
Yeah, we're hoping to climb the ladder up to the top.
What do y'all think about Coach LaFew? Is he more of a disciplinarian, or is he maybe the coach you run to when Coach Christopher gets on to y'all?
He's just an old teddy bear.
He's just a big teddy bear, yeah.
That's what he tells them. He's a big old teddy bear.
Uh-huh.
So individually, what have you all tried to work on this year? So some defense, some shooting. Are there specific things that each one of y'all have tried to get better at?
Me specifically, defense. I've always been bad at defense, but I think I've went up there.
Yes.
Try to get a little mean streak in you.
Yeah.
Well, since I'm the point guard, I've been really trying to work on handling the ball and running the team and distributing it the best that I can, not panicking too much when someone gets on me.
I've been trying to work on communication because I always get yelled at for not communicating on the floor, and defense mostly too.
Personally, what I've been working on is I normally get the ball inside and then sometimes I just kick it back out because I want others to have their shots. So I've been working on finding the shots for myself sometimes rather than just kicking it back out when I'm open.
Sometimes you got to be selfish.
She's got the score.
Which one's one of y'all the leading scorer on the team?
Probably me.
You shoot a lot of threes, or
I'm best at taking it in,
Like
but yeah, I
drive?
shoot some threes every
Drive.
once in a while.
talk a little bit about y'all's trip to Florida. I bet that was fun over the holidays. Sandestin, and did you get some beach time? And I know y'all ended up second runner-up in that tournament, so I bet that was quite the experience. What's some of your highlights of that trip?
Well, I really liked getting away from the other teams that know us so well. So they got film on us, and they could tell some things, but they didn't really know us for sure and all our personnel. And we do a fun Dirty Santa game at the beach. That's probably my favorite thing, where we all do gag gifts, and it's just hilarious.
What'd you get for your gift?
Oh, no.
Can you say that? Can you tell us on air what you got as your
Is
gift?
that okay?
Well, I got a plunger.
A plunger? That could come in handy.
I got some Depends.
Well, you'll need those later on in life.
I got paperclip earrings.
Okay. That's resourceful.
Yeah. Oh, no, Hannah. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't even. I got a really big bra.
Interesting. Some things you can't edit out of live TV.
Right.
So anyway, guys, on the way out, thanks for coming on the show tonight. Give a big shout out to everybody watching at home. I hear there's a record number of people in Oliver Springs watching tonight. So hundreds at least. So if you've got any shout outs, now's your time to do it.
Well, did y'all have a shot clock? They have a shot clock in Florida?
No.
No shot clock, okay.
How about fill the gym? Fill the gym.
Fill the gym.
Yeah.
For
our home games.
you have a home game coming up that
Oh,
you
yeah.
need the gym packed out. You want to invite
we
everybody
need
to
lots
come
of
to it,
fans.
We have a home game Thursday against Rockwood.
and you want to pack it out
Yeah.
as you take on the Lady Tigers.
Want to fill the gym and have some rage in the cage.
I hear. See, my girlfriend graduated from Oliver Springs, and she all the time talks about how rowdy your student section used to be, and hopefully still is.
Yeah. It needs a little
Rage.
We need some rage right now.
All right, so all the Oliver Springs fans come out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thursday, tomorrow?
We're calling people to any home game we got. Right?
Yeah, but we actually don't have a home game Thursday. We have a game Friday, but it's at Rockwood.
All right.
My bad.
Well, ladies, thanks for joining us, and good luck the rest of the season. We're going to take our first break of the night. Our lines are open, 865-483-8112. This is the Locker Room Chat, and we'll be right back.
Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood is the premier pharmacy service location. Let our professional staff help with all your pharmacy needs, answer your questions, or help with your medication management with our Medicine on Time packaging system. We also offer medication therapy management to ensure you're receiving maximum benefits from your medication. Diabetes care is available with one-on-one consultations, or you can attend one of our monthly diabetes information classes. Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood.
We treat you like family at RMG. Bring your junk, cars, aluminum cans. We'll buy it on the spot and we'll pay you a lot. We treat you like family at RMG. Yeah, we treat you like family
Rome Metals is located just off of Highway 27 between Harriman and Rockwood.
I gotta go shower.
It's laundry night.
Dishwasher needs to run.
And the hot water wars. A Renai tankless water heater gives you an endless supply of hot water for everything you need to do. Renai, hot water for all.
I am a Simplicity dealer. This business is my life, my career. If you need a new mower, I'll help you choose the model that will make your property look its very best, and even let you take a test drive. When it does need service, you can rely on my factory service training and genuine parts. Because I don't just sell products, I build relationships. I am a Simplicity dealer.
S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
Reno Sporting Goods, your first choice for sports equipment. On the court, on the field, or in the stands, Reno's has the brand names you want. All the latest from Adidas, Under Armour, and more. From custom embroidery to screen printing, it's all about the game. For over 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 110,000 participants here in Tennessee who take part in high school sports.
At Earl Duff Subaru, our reputation has been built on taking care of customers. We're Tennessee's only 8-time winner of the Subaru Love Promise Customer Commitment Award. This year, we also earned the Love Promise Community Commitment Award given for enhancing the areas we serve. This means you can be sure you'll have an excellent experience when you visit our store and be proud you're dealing with a company that gives back to local causes. Read our online reviews and come to Earl Duff Subaru in Harriman.
The all-new 2020 Outback is available now with financing as low as 0.9% at Earl Duff Subaru in Harriman.
Welcome back to the Locker Room Chat. I'm Chase Clem with John Williams. What an eventful last segment.
Yeah, it was pretty good. That was nice meeting Coach Christopher and Lady Bobcats and Coach LaFew. He was off the air, but he's here in studio, so I got to talk to him a little bit. Me and Dwayne, we used to have quite a few
y'all go back?
Battles back in the day.
So he played for Oliver Springs?
Well, we would just play in men's league, basketball, and then softball.
Got it.
I don't believe we ever were on the same team. We were sort of against each other, but he's a pretty good competitor. You know, he was a good player back in the day, and we had some shootouts there in the old Lake City Elementary.
Take me back. Those are the days. Well, John, we got our first caller of the night. Let's go to it. Caller, you're on the air. Mr. Ed? Ed Grief, one time. Going once. Call us back, Ed. Ed Grief, one of our most loyal watchers.
I see, I'm sure he's kin to Maurice.
Yeah, that's Eddie. That's his son.
That's his son.
He calls in too. But no, a lot of basketball going on. They were right. Those Oneida Indians, the Lady Indians are good. That's going to be tough, and I would venture that the Bobcats finish second in the district, barring they have some tough battles with the Indians. And when you get into the tournament sleep, you never know what can happen.
Right, that's what's fun about basketball is the tournament play, and I really love the high school tournament. You know, especially when they get into those elimination games.
In the past few years, the region tournament has been held at Rome State. And if you've never been in that atmosphere, they started doing that a few years ago, and it was a really great move. That place gets packed. And
So
it's a great atmosphere. They play on their home court. It's really good.
They have it every year. Is that Rome State?
Yes. Wow. Go ahead, caller. You're on the air.
Good evening, Chase.
What's up, Ed? How are you, buddy?
Now, first of all, I want to thank all the people in Roane and surrounding counties that have offered their condolences and lost a dad back in December. And one thing I want to remind everybody is that everybody's invited to a celebration of his life on Saturday, February 1st, from 4 to 6 in Dr. Tom Evans' gym up at Rockwood High School.
That's Saturday, February 1st.
From 4 to 6. We're going to have a brief program starting at 4, then maybe some little get-togethers in the afterwards.
And that's it.
But I appreciate all the, the letters and cards and phone calls that people have given me over the last month. So I want to thank you too, you and Sleepy, for mentioning it a couple of weeks ago.
Well, you're very welcome, man. We appreciate you and all you and your dad did for our community and continue to do. And we look forward to you calling every week, so be sure you keep calling us.
I'm going to try. Of course, don't forget Roane State plays at home on Saturday.
They had a tough game with Walters the other night, didn't they?
Yes, they did. They play at home this coming Saturday at 2 o'clock. Let's see who they play Saturday. I'm going to look at my schedule here. Saturday they play Jackson State at 2 o'clock. The Lady Raiders play at 2, and the Raiders will play at 4. So try to get out and see them play. And of course, Rockwood hosts Alva Springs Friday night for homecoming.
Now, Ed, is that Roane State? Is that a free admission? That's anybody can go to those games.
I think there's a charge on admission out there.
There is? Okay. I wasn't sure. But I'm sure you can get
not
tickets.
That much.
I'm sure you could find tickets if you called the right people, though.
Fine. Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Hey, Ed, it's nice talking to you. Appreciate you calling in. Anyone out there watching the show, your father was the PA announcer for Rockwood Tigers for 57 years.
That's right.
Maurice Grief, and I never was lucky enough to meet him. I talked to him, he called the show a few times, and over the years he'd call in and speak with Ron and David, and I always enjoyed his calls. I saw him on the news this year. Channel 6 did a special. I think Rockwood was playing, I forget, y'all was playing Harriman, I guess, in that
100th game.
The 100th game, and they interviewed your dad, and that's the first time I saw him. But he's just, I know he's a real treasure, and I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah. Over the years he's here, he's touched a lot of lives and saw a lot of games over the years. I guess he saw 1,000 games in the 57 years. That's the high school, middle school, football, basketball. He did some baseball and softball several years ago, and of course he did Roane State PA for them for several years.
Yeah, I went to a few Rockwood games over the years, so I know I heard him then, and
you heard him, you just didn't know it.
I just didn't know it, but wow, it's a big loss for the Rockwood community, and our condolences go out to you and your family. And who's going to replace him, or I don't believe he can be replaced. You just have to fill in, I guess.
That's right. He saw a lot of games over the years, and he took a lot of memories with him when he passed, and I hope that we can. I think, like John Webb said at the banquet, Pete, Dad, and Tom Pemberton, and some of them, they had a lot of memories in those people, and we should have tried to help. We should have used some of their memories and done a Rockwood Sports Hall of Fame.
Yep. All right, Ed. Well, hey, we appreciate you calling tonight. We'll remind people again tonight about the celebration of life before the show's off, and we'll probably see you for tomorrow night in the gym.
See you Friday night again. See you Friday night.
All right, see you, Ed.
See you, bud.
It's Mr. Ed Grief, and remember, that's a celebration of life for Maurice Grief, Saturday, February the 1st at the Rockwood High School Gymnasium from 4 to 6. So if you're in the area, stop by. I'm sure their family would appreciate that. And Sleepy, Tennessee basketball, moving on. They got a big win the other night, didn't they?
Yeah, last night I defeated Ole Miss Rebels. Beat them pretty good, pretty soundly. Had a big lead at halftime and just increased it as the game went on. And of course, it's a big win at home for the Vols. They got to get every win they can get. They're talking about the schedule. It's going to get tougher down the road, and it starts Saturday at Kansas.
So Saturday they play Kansas on ESPN. That's at 4 p.m. However, last night Kansas and Kansas State also got into a little scuffle, as my grandparents would call it. So Kansas has got Silvio De Souza. I probably butchered that.
DeRosa?
Whatever. Ponderosa, I don't know. He's out 12 games, and David McCormick is out 2 games. So Kansas is going to be at least 2 players down. That was the Big 12 suspensions. So we don't know if there'll be any additional suspensions by the NCAA, but that was a halfway melee. It was a lot of shoving and probably swearing more than it was fighting, but it made for good TV.
Yeah, it was a pretty good one. Somebody was mentioning the biggest one before that was Cincinnati and Xavier back in 2011. I don't remember that, but this one here was quite the scuffle, as you called it. With you had the big block, and then just standing over and taunting him. I think that pretty much started it, and of course the suspensions coming down, and it sort of reminds me of when Tennessee played Kansas back in 2010 or 9, I'm not sure, but Tennessee had 4 players suspended going into that Kansas game. As when Tyler Smith and Melvin Goins, a couple other players, and I can't remember their names, but
they all were in and out of trouble, I think.
They were all suspended, and I think Kansas came in. They were number 1 in the country, and Tennessee knocked them off that Saturday night. Skylar McBee hit a 3.
A McThree.
Yeah, McThree. So, I'm sure Kansas is going to be missing these 2 players come Saturday at 4 o'clock, but Tennessee's going to. It's a tough place to play there in Kansas.
Certainly,
so,
they'll still have their hands full. I don't think that Euros, he's eligible now, but I don't think he's really came around like a lot of people thought he would. I think he's just going to be a off the bench, in and out of the game type player, 7-8 points a game, and that may be all we see from him until he gets a full year under his belt.
Yeah, hopefully, he's really just starting to play. He set out last year. So he's really getting his first action, his game action. So it's going to take him a while, to get in form, just like Vescovi. He's coming in. Tennessee's got a lot of parts moving here, with Turner going out and Vescovi coming in and Euros and, all these younger players, James, they're starting to
mesh a little bit. They're getting there.
They're getting better. I think Tennessee's getting better, and it's going to be interesting to see what the Vols can do here in the second half of the SEC.
Staying with the Lady Vols, Kelly Harper and the Lady Vols got a big win the other night too on a moonshot, Buzz Peterson-esque drawn-up play.
Yeah,
I'm not sure that's what was drawn up, but that looked like it was a deep moonshot 3, and it went in, and the Lady Vols beat Alabama.
All right, Renee Davis. I was watching it, and I was waiting for her to make a move to the basket, trying to draw a foul. He was only down 1, and, she just lets it go. She backpedals and lets it go from NBA range, and you're going, what are you doing? What are they doing? And it goes in. So it was a lucky shot. I call it a lucky shot. We was lucky to win that game. I don't know what play they had set up, they didn't look like they had a play. So
it looked like it
was fortunate to go in, and the Lady Vols play Connecticut tomorrow night, first time in 13 years.
Big Gino.
Last time we played them was 2008, I think. 2007. They show some highlights on the news tonight, and Tennessee won the last game against Connecticut. Candace Parker had a dunk in that game, so
she'll probably try to beat us by 100.
I'm hoping the Lady Vols can go there and pull out a win, but Connecticut, they've only lost one game. I don't think they're on quite the level that they've been in the past. They're sort of maybe took a small step back, but they're still a pretty good team. They have a short bench here, and so it's going to be a challenge for the Lady Vols. I wish it was in Knoxville. I wish it was at home tomorrow. It's We Back Pat night.
Oh, it is?
And they're celebrating it up there in Connecticut. But, we'll get it.
Seems wrong.
Right, but we'll get them at home next year.
That's good. Well, we're able to watch the NFC, AFC championship games this weekend.
Yes.
Our poor Titans.
Yeah. I thought the Titans...
take it down. Take it down.
I thought the Titans might win that game. I was going back and forth during the week with the Chiefs and the Titans, but going in, I said, well, the Titans are going to win, and jumped out 17-7 lead, and of course, that ain't nothing for Kansas City and Mahomes and that offense. So
when Mahomes ran in to score right before the half, I knew they were in trouble to begin with, because you have to score so much to keep up with Kansas City. And then when he just ran that one in, they were trying to strip the ball instead of tackling him.
Right, it was.
I thought we're in some trouble.
That was poor tackling, and I think in the second half, the Titans may have got away from their game plan a little bit. You didn't see Henry as much, and Tannehill was forced to throw the ball to bring them back, and Kansas City put the pressure on him and built that 3-score lead, and it was just too much.
Over. And then you thought, well, there's one good game. I'll get to watch a second good game. And then if you didn't turn the game right on, it was 17-0 before you could get it switched over.
Yeah, that was a blowout. That's sort of surprising what they did to Green Bay. My Vikings played the 49ers tougher than that. I mean, we got beat by a couple of touchdowns, but the Packers, they got down early, and they just couldn't stop that 49er ground game.
I'd say they'll probably have to part ways with their defensive coordinator coming up soon. I was reading on the Twitter sphere. Are you on Twitter?
No.
Well, we have to fix that.
I'm not a Twittiot.
Sleepy. At Sleepy. We need to get you a Twitter. Keep up with the news. Keep up with the Vols. Keep up with the Clinton Dragons.
That's too much.
You can follow Hagan.
Social media, that's just can be overwhelming sometimes. I don't know if I could. Facebook's enough for me, I believe.
That's true. Now, are you a baseball fan? Did you see the Hall of Fame inductees came out? Derek Jeter, Larry Walker.
Yeah.
Jeter missed.
Was that the only two that got in, Jeter and Walker?
Maybe a couple more. I have to check.
That was just.
But Jeter was one away from complete unanimous, so somebody should be stripped of their.
What'd you think about that?
I think that's kind of cowardly. Why don't you not vote for Jeter, first ballot Hall of Famer?
Right, it's
kind of petty.
Yeah, baseball is weird. I think over the years with their Hall of Fame, Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, Ted Williams. None of those guys are unanimous, and they should be. I mean, it's crazy. They're not unanimous picks, and they only had one. Was
Mariano Rivera.
Jeter coming in, one vote shy. It's just like they just do that just to
spite.
Right. But it's crazy, baseball, the Hall of Fame with Pete Rose and him not being able to get in and
free Pete, let him in.
Right, I agree.
I saw the Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, and somebody that is slipping my mind have 1 year left to get into the Hall of Fame, I believe, and they're only at 60%. You got to be at least 70% to get in the Hall of Fame of voters. 75. So they were just breaking that 60% mark this year. So for them to gain 15 more points would be a heck of a jump. And I'm not sure they can get in.
So they just have 1 more year?
I think. Now, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. So we'll have to see. Well, let's take our last break of the night. 865-483-8112. Give us a call. We'll come right back. Sleepy's got some scores from around the region to give us. We'll be right back.
Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood is the premier pharmacy service location. Let our professional staff help with all your pharmacy needs, answer your questions, or help with your medication management with our Medicine on Time packaging system. We also offer medication therapy management to ensure you're receiving maximum benefits from your medication. Diabetes care is available with one-on-one consultations, or you can attend one of our monthly diabetes information classes. Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood.
We treat you like family at RMG. Bring your junk, cars, aluminum cans. We buy it on the spot and we pay you a lot. We treat you like family at RMG. Yeah, we treat you like family at RMG. We treat you like family.
Rome Metals is located just off of Highway 27 between Harriman and Rockwood.
I gotta go shower.
It's laundry night.
Dishwasher needs to run.
And the Hot Water Wars. A Rinnai tankless water heater gives you an endless supply of hot water for everything you need to do. Rinnai, hot water for all.
I am a Simplicity dealer. This business is my life, my career. If you need a new mower, I'll help you choose the model that will make your property look its very best, and even let you take a test drive. When it does need service, you can rely on my factory service training and genuine parts. Because I don't just sell products, I build relationships. I am a Simplicity dealer.
S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
Reno Sporting Goods, your first choice for sports equipment. On the court, on the field, or in the stands, Reno's has the brand names you want. All the latest from Adidas, Under Armour, and more. From custom embroidery to screen printing, it's all about the game. For over 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 110,000 participants here in Tennessee who take part in high school sports.
At Earl Duff Subaru, our reputation has been built on taking care of customers. We're Tennessee's only 8-time winner of the Subaru Love Promise Customer Commitment Award. This year, we also earned the Love Promise Community Commitment Award given for enhancing the areas we serve. This means you can be sure you'll have an excellent experience when you visit our store and be proud you're dealing with a company that gives back to local causes. Read our online reviews and come to Earl Duff Subaru in Harriman.
The all-new 2020 Outback is available now with financing as low as 0.9% at Earl Duff Subaru in Harriman.
Welcome back to the Locker Room Chat. I'm Chase Clem with John Williams. They call him Sleepy. Before Sleepy gets to our scores tonight, I want to make one correction. This year at Rome State, we were talking about that earlier, the District 3 tournament semifinals are at Rome State. So not District 4, just District 3, and that starts with the semifinals. So you probably play a couple of play-in games, home and away, and then for the semis and the finals, they come back to Rome State. But Sleepy, you got a slew of scores for us. Dylan's got some scores, so let's get on that.
Yeah, we got some scores from last night. Girls and boys action from teams around the area. Right here you can see those on your screen. Oak Ridge, these are girls, 72-38 over Halls. Oak Ridge undefeated in District 3, Class AAA. Central put it on Anderson County 61-17. Anderson County girls still looking for their first win in the district. Clinton girls 73-33 over Carnes. Sarah Burton had 33 points last night for Clinton, and Naya Sanders had 20 and 10 rebounds. So
It's a pretty solid night.
pretty solid night. I think Burton, she's averaging about 22, 23 points a game. She's just a sophomore. But the Lady Dragons, they improved to 6-3 in the district and 13-8 overall. So they have a big game coming up at Campbell County Friday night. And Campbell County, as you see there, Powell with a 47-43 win over the Lady Cougars. Powell Lady Panthers are in second behind Oak Ridge, while Campbell County is currently in fourth, but they defeated Clinton early in the year, so give Campbell County right now and Clinton battling for that third spot. Over in Class A, Oneida, as we talked to Coach Christopher on the show with us earlier, they're on top of the district. They are 10-0 in the district, and they put it on the Yellow Jackets of Cofield, 70-35. Harriman, a winner over Rockwood, the Fighting Gambrels, 46-12.
We have to get on Gambrell.
We'll have to get Gambrell back in here and talk about.
I tried to get him in the studio. We're going to get him back in here one day.
But the Harriman girls now are 4-6 in the district, 8-8 overall. Rockwood still winless in the district. Wartburg, 44-23 over Midway. The Lady Bulldogs are 9-1 in the district, just one game behind Oneida. And Kingston, big win at Fulton last night. Lady Yellow Jackets 59-56 over Fulton. The Kingston currently is 2-2 in the district. Alcoa leads their district, and Fulton is second, or Kingston's third, 8-7 overall. Flipping over to the boys' action. Oak Ridge Wildcats 75-50 over Halls. Oak Ridge leads the district right now. They are also undefeated, so the girls and boys at Oak Ridge are both undefeated.
Having good years.
Oak Ridge playing a lot better basketball right now than they are earlier in the season. They're 14-3 overall, and they're ranked number 10 in Class AAA in the latest AP poll. Interestingly, Cleveland came into Oak Ridge this past Saturday night, and Cleveland's ranked number 1 in the state. Oak Ridge led them at halftime and led that game in the fourth quarter. I believe Coach Green, I saw where he said they had a couple of defensive mishaps, and Cleveland's got a player. He's going to Belmont, and he's a pretty good shooter. He got loose, hit a couple of threes, and Cleveland was able to stay undefeated and defeated Oak Ridge 76-69. But the Wildcats are on top of District 3, Class AAA. Central 58-42 over Anderson County last night. Anderson County, coached by Derek Wallace. They had a big win last week over Powell in overtime to improve them in the district. They see 2-6 in district play, but 11-10 overall. But Anderson County had that big win over Powell. But Central with the win last night. Central currently tied with Carnes for third place. Looking at some of the other scores in the district, Clinton had a big win over Carnes last night. I think it was their most complete game of the year. 69.
That's a big win.
69-41 over Carnes. Clinton 7-2 in the district. They're right behind Oak Ridge. Clinton had 12 three-pointers in that game, had 7 in the first quarter. They couldn't hardly miss. They came out, hit 7 threes in the first quarter. Sophomore Jackson Garner hit 4 of those threes. He ended up leading Clinton with 18 points.
Trace Wandell, a senior, had 16, and another sophomore, Lane Harrison, he had a big dunk in that game, had 14. So the Dragons, the big win over Carnes. They will be at Campbell County Friday. Speaking of the Cougars, they lost a close one there to Powell, 66-63. Campbell County 1-7 in district play. Switching over to Class A, Oneida. They're like Oak Ridge, and boys and girls.
Both on top.
Both on top. Well, Harriman boys and Oneida are both 9-1. So, but I believe Oneida defeated Harriman a few weeks ago to give them the edge right there. But Oneida over Brad Jones Yellow Jackets, 76-34. Yellow Jackets are struggling this year, only 1-9 in district. Harriman boys 62-38 over Rockwood. As I mentioned, Harriman now 9-1.
I went to that game last night, sleepy at halftime. It was a 1 or 2 point game, and I looked up at the end of the third quarter, and Rockwood was down almost 20 points. Hayden Lee from Rockwood suffered a season-ending injury last night, so our thoughts and prayers go out to him. Just came down wrong after a shot, and I think he's tore his ACL, and I don't want to get too specific because I'm not sure, but he's out for the year.
Right, Rockwood 6-4 in the district. They're in third place. And looking at some more boys' scores, it was Wartburg over Midway, 72-61. Wartburg 6-4 in the district. Midway 2-8. And Kingston fell to Fulton 67-43. Kingston Yellow Jackets 0-4 in that district. Fulton on top, 5-0. Coach Jody Wright has them back on top. And another team in that region, Scott High, they are ranked number 9 in Class AA, the latest poll. They lost a couple games, though. They lost to Fulton and Alcoa, both of them close losses. So
maybe get a rematch and maybe things go different.
Scott is 17-2 overall, so that's a pretty tough region right there with Fulton, Alcoa, and Scott. And Austin East seems to be down a little bit this year. They're 5-7 overall.
Well, Sleepy, you said you had some picks for this week. We haven't done any basketball picks this year. We've got a little bit of extra time, so let's get into these picks. Unless you've got anything else, and then
I just want to mention, in the top 10 in AAA, you got Cleveland number 1, Science Hill number 4. They came to Clinton last Saturday. Dragons almost upset them. Science Hill able to escape there. Also, Oak Ridge number 10 and Maryville number 9. I'd like to mention them. I think they're probably the best team I've seen this year.
Maryville
in this region. Yeah, Maryville. They got a big win last night over Bearden. So it's pretty
impressive.
Pretty intense rivalry out there, Maryville and Bearden. But other than that, you got Scott High. They're number 9 in AA, and don't really know any local teams in girls in our area that is ranked right now. Tellico Plains is number 10.
Is Oneida ranked in single A?
Oneida is not ranked.
Would be a little motivation for them.
Right, they are 14-5 overall, so that may be the reason.
Maybe why.
But you're looking at some games we want to pick. Some basketball games. So test your knowledge here.
We'll see how we can do on basketball picks. I wasn't very good at football picks.
You wasn't too bad.
I know, you know.
You and Matt gave me a close race there for a little bit.
Couldn't beat you though.
But we'll start with the girls at Clinton at Campbell County.
I'm going to go in honor of you and Hagan. I'll pick the Lady Dragons.
You're going to take the Lady Dragons. You go to Jacksboro and get the win.
Get the win.
Campbell County's a pretty good team. They handled Clinton fairly easy at home. It was surprising. I thought Clinton would play better.
Clinton needs to go up there and get a win, but I'm just going to go with the Lady Cougars at home.
Running the program down.
Anthony's going to be calling in and be mad at me. But Midway at Harriman. Midway girls at Harriman. You can look at the.
Give me the 1,000-point shooter Emily Kaywood and the Midway Green Waves.
They're tied in the district. Okay, I'll go with Harriman. You got Wartburg at Sunbright. It should be a battle there. Wartburg, give me them. They're right behind Oneida.
I'll take the Tigers because they're the Tigers.
And you have Kingston at Scott in girls action. Give me the Lady Yellow Jackets.
I've got some Kingston gear on tonight.
Right.
I'll take the Lady Jackets. They've got some good leadership on that team. A fine young coach, and I'm gonna take them to get the victory.
In Oliver Springs at Rockwood. That's
give me Rockwood. Give me Rockwood.
Rockwood plus
give me
30.
Yeah, give me Rockwood. Money line.
All right, take the money. I'm switching over to the boys. Oak Ridge is at Anderson County. It's a chance for Anderson County to get another upset win at home. They beat Oak Ridge last year at Oak Ridge. So possibility there, but I'll go with the Wildcats.
I'm going to take Oak Ridge. Those two guys they had in here before the show were pretty intimidating. I'm going to take them. I don't want them to hurt
Quickly
me.
here, Cofield at Oakdale. Give me
Cofield.
I'll take Oakdale. Wartburg at Sunbright. Coach James Jones at Sunbright. Give me him.
Coach Lane and the Bulldogs.
Oliver Springs at Rockwood.
Paul Kamakawa and the Fighting Tigers.
I'll take Rockwood. And Clinton at Campbell County, I'll take the Dragons at the Cougars.
I'm going to fade your pick and take Campbell County. And that's it for the Locker Room Chat. I'm Chase Clem. He's John Sleepy Williams. We'll be right back here at the same time next week. Until then, see you later. Bye.
Go Lady Balls.